Hello, this is Steve M. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here today. Today we're going to look at Apple HomePod, the big HomePod, not the mini. This is Apple's HomePod. This particular version of it's been out for 2 years. Now, I got this unexpectedly. I never intended to buy one. I've got one now. Did it change my mind? So that's what we're going to look at today. Now, I've been investing in good stereo equipment for over 30 years. And what I've found throughout the years is that the most important part of your system, of any music system, is the speakers. You can change the speakers and nothing else and notice a marked improvement in anything you have, whether it's in the car, whether it's a home stereo, or whether it's a portable stereo, portable speaker like this one. Now, what you're going to see is that this speaker is more than a speaker. It's part of Apple's HomeKit. And it merges in with Apple's HomeKit and is kind of like the hub to attach accessories and stuff. We'll talk about that in a little bit. So it does a lot more than just a speaker. It's got Siri integrated into it. It's got a lot of features. But the big question is, no matter how many of these other things this thing does, is it a good speaker? Because if it's not a good speaker, you don't want to buy this thing. You're buying it for the sound. Is it worth the sound? And if it is worth the sound, then what other things add to that, such as adding it to your TV or phone calls or whatever, that really makes this a nice package, even though it is quite expensive. So that's what we're going to look at today. So we're going to check out the sound, we're going to check out the specs, and we're going to answer the question, should you be buying a HomePod? And the other ancillary question is, did this change my mind using this? So let's get started. Today's video is sponsored by Sierra Bub. Searching for the perfect sunglasses at an unbeatable price? Look no further. Sierra Bub offers exceptional men's and women's sunglasses tailored just for you. Visit our Amazon store, or even better, head to sierrabub.com to grab your pair today. Find the links in the description below. And we thank you for your support. Apple always wraps these in really nice packages, and this one was no exception. They are a marvel of engineering. But anyway, it's a simple unit. It actually weighs about 5 pounds. You really feel the quality of the build when you hold this thing. And it's just a round with some mesh on the side and the top and the bottom. There's not much to this device, but it does look very nice. Now, if you're looking for buttons on this thing, do not spend much time on that because there are no buttons on this. Apple doesn't like buttons. It's just the top and the bottom. The bottom is a silicone damper pad for the sound. And the top you have a little touch pad, which I'll show you here in a minute. But that is it. There is nothing else to this device. Now again, Apple does a really nice job with the packaging. The other thing you get is simply a cord. And that is all there is with this device. And as you're going to see, the setup could not be easier, because there's only one thing to do with this HomePod right now, and that is simply plug it in. That's all you get in the box. Now the unit gives you visual cues at the top on what it's doing. Right now it's updating its software. As you plug it in, it updates right from your iPhone. And as you touch the top of it, the touch screen, it's basically volume controls. It's going to have a little light show for you as you touch it. It's hard to see here, it's kind of dim, and you cannot control the intensity of that light. You have volume buttons that go up and down. You can tap to stop. You can double tap to go to the next track, things like that. And there's a better picture of it for you to get a good view of it. And of course, being Siri, it responds to voice commands. Siri, what's the temperature in the room?
It's 72 degrees Fahrenheit in the dining room.
Thank you. I really like the clean look of this unit. I like how it fits in anywhere you want to put it. Whether you want to put it in a bigger open space, whether you want to put it inside of a bedroom. It looks nice. It doesn't take up a lot of space, but it really does put out a lot of sound. I said at the beginning that this thing has many uses, but before we get to the sound of it, I want to just give you a list of what some of the uses are of this device. Now, Apple has what's called a HomeKit system, and that is basically a smart home system. Whether it's a thermostat, whether it's a door lock, whether it's lighting, All these things tie into this. This becomes a hub, and this HomePod is a hub. The other thing Apple has right now that will do the same thing is the Apple TV. So Apple TV or the HomePod will serve as a hub where you can plug accessories in that are compatible with the Apple HomeKit system, and you can use them. You can get them anywhere, and you use the Home app from Apple, and you can control all these devices through this hub. So that's really a nice feature. Some of the features that you get with this HomePod, with this Apple HomeKit, is you get what's called automation and you get scenes. So with automation, you can automate things with this. For example, if you had blinds that were tied to your HomeKit, you could tell the unit when it hits 72 degrees in here, close the blinds. The HomePod, the recent edition of the HomePod that's come out in the last 2 years, has a temperature and humidity sensor on it, which is really nice. I can check in on my home when I'm not here and I have everything shut off, and I can see what the temperature is just to see whether I may need to turn something on or turn something off. So that's really nice. The other thing you can do with this, and I'm just scratching the surface, is what's called scenes. You can create scenes in the HomePod app. And for example, when we leave the house, we may want to play very soft music for our dog if we're going to be gone a little bit. Well, instead of having to go into Apple Music, find the music I want, set the tone, do all that stuff, you set all this up as a scene in the HomePod app, and all I'd have to do is going out the door, touch what scene I want, the HomePod comes on, it plays the music I wanted, and it's really nice. You can also use it with your Apple TV. It serves as another speaker, and we'll take a look at that. And so you can get kind of a home sound or a home stereo sound with your Apple TV and using this. It also serves as an intercom if you want to use it as an intercom in the house or remotely. It also serves as a phone speaker if you're on a phone call and you want to put it on speaker so everybody around the table can hear it instead of trying to use your iPhone. You could just push your iPhone near this HomePod and the speaker will pick up the call and you'll have them right there on the HomePod. So it does a lot of things. It's a really nice device, does a lot of things. But let's get back to it now. What is the main thing this has to do? Whether this thing stands or falls on, is this a good speaker? Does it produce good sound, good quality sound that you can listen to music and do all these things with it to make it worth a $299 price tag? And that's the question we're going to answer. And that's the question you're going to need to know before you pick one of these up. The speaker does sound really good. Whether I played soft music with it, with just voice and acoustic guitar, or instrumental music, or rock and roll music, it sounds very good. It projects very well in a room. It fills up more than a room. We use this in a bigger open area, and it does a really good job of filling that room with sound and with good bass and with good vocals. And there is only one setting you can adjust on this speaker, and that is the bass. You can turn the bass down one notch, and that's it. There are no other settings on it, so it's really easy to use, just like it is right out of the box. Now, as part of the system in this speaker, Apple's put an S7 chip in it. It has a 4-inch woofer, it has 5 tweeters on the bottom, and it has 4 mics. And what all these things do is Apple uses these mics and this chip to basically make this thing spatially aware. It senses where the walls are. It senses how the sound is bouncing off your environment there. It's kind of room sensing, if you will. And what it does is it computates the best audio for that room, for the reverb you're getting or the bouncing of the sound, and it adjusts the music in real time to make it sound the best for where that thing is at. Now, I said earlier that this thing works off Siri, as most Apple devices does, and that's part of one of the drawbacks that I feel on the unit. Siri is just a basic voice command system, and I've never been fully satisfied with it on my iPhone, and I'm not fully satisfied with it on this device either. It recognizes some commands. It does really good with music. Play me some genre of music, play me some country, play me some rock and roll. It does a real good job of knowing the type of music you like and pulling that up. But for other types of commands, I find myself just sitting there trying to get it to understand what I'm trying to ask it to do. I think that's one of the drawbacks of the unit. There's been some stuff in the news lately about Siri and giving incorrect answers. So I think Apple has some work to do there in improving Siri. And as Siri improves, I think the value of this unit will also improve with it. So I asked the question at the beginning of this video, whether the HomePod was worth it or not. I said I really didn't want one, but now that I've had it, did it change my mind? And I must say, it did change my mind. I've really enjoyed having this speaker. I really enjoy playing with it and listening to music on it. And there's so much more with HomeKit that it offers with the automation and the scenes. But again, the number one thing is it is a really good speaker. Now, whether you want to spend $299 for it, that's your decision. But I would say again, and I've said this before, don't buy these products when they're on full price. These products are always going on sale. Be patient, wait for a sale, and it'll make it even a better deal for you. So thank you for being here today. Please subscribe if you haven't so you don't miss any new videos coming out. And we'll see you on the next one. Take care.